Mark Fake on his house said to her daughter, "Your face has healed you. Go in peace and be free from your suffering." Hello. My name is Marco Antonio, and we are going to start with the book Human Hold Human by our friend Nietzsche. Okay. The beyond in art is no without the pain that we acknowledge the fact that either love this so married are things of all hills helps exalting and divinely transfigure precisely those ideas which we now recognize as false. They are the glorifiers of humanity's religious and philosophical errors. But if the belief in such truth diminishes, all if the rainbow colored and the farthest ends of human knowledge and imagination fade, then this kind of art never flourish. For like the Divina Commedia, Raphael's painting, Michelangelo's frescoes, and Gothic cathedral, they indicate not only a cosmic but also metaphysical meaning in the work of art, and of all this will growth attaching legends that such an art and such an artistic face what it's insisting. Revolution in the poetry, the triple limit which the French dramatists marked out with regard to unity of action, time and place, construction of style, verbs and sentence, selection of words, ideas, was a school as important as that of counterpoint. Few in the development of modern music, such restriction made appear answered. Nevertheless, there is no means of getting out of natural ends except by confining ourselves and first to the strong heads meant. Thus we gradually learned to walk gratefully on the narrow path that Friedrich had envisioned and could grave something else of movement here we see how step by step the verdicts have looser until last they make appear to be altogether thrown of lessing held of to score in her trying to limit himself and in different ways. It is to the French tragedy that Schiller was his comparable of tragedy out of constraint to that apparent freedom. The follow the Herman example and make a spring into a sort of Rousseau life state of nature and experiment. It is only necessary to read Voltaire, Mahomet from time to time to present Creeplewan European culture has lost through that breaking thought of tradition. But for all, Voltaire was the last of the great dramatists who with great proportion control is manifold soul in when to the greatest story of tragedy he was able to do and no Herman could because the Friedrich nature is much nearer akin to the grip that is Herman. He was also the last great writer who, in the wielding of prose, possessed the artistic conscientiousness and grip simplicity and grace. He was also one of the last men able to be combine in himself the greatest freedom of mind and an absolutely revolutionary way thinking. Since that time, the modern experience with its restlessness and its ethic of moderation and restriction has obtained the mastery of all things. It is true that I'm Friedrich, for a time we are able to enjoy the poetry of all nations, from Foisong to the grave barbarian Shakespeare. But for how much longer? The encroaching floods of poetry of all styles and all nations must gradually sweep away that magic garden. All points must become experimenting imitators. The ring copies. Eventually, the public will more and more value power for powered sink, color for colored sink, idea for ideas sink, inspiration for inspiration's sake, through the senseless fate of Franco grip art have been wrought of, but at consciously we have grown accustomed to consider all fears, all restriction as senseless, so art moves toward its liberation, but in doing so intact is upon all the faces of its beginning, its childhood, its incompleteness. Lord Byron was said that the more he thought about poetry, Politely, the more convinced become that we are all on the wrong track, and that under our own generation or the next will arrive at the same conviction. He also said that his look upon Shakespeare, as the very world model, although the most extraordinary point. At does know what is major artistic in saying, say practically the same thing. He felt depends lo him to win back the tradition of art to whip against the ancient perfection and completeness to the abandoned ruins and colonnades of the temple. Okay.